Well, the Lakers lost to the Suns, and it was a very important game. So they lost another important game, guys. So let's get right into it. Let's get right into the nit and gritty because, oh my God. Grayson fucking Allen is the leading scorer, bro. What? This is a problem. This is a motherfucking problem, guys. This can't be. This can't be. So LeBron showed up. I can't say that. I can't say that LeBron showed up. He did his thing. But nobody else really showed up. AD showed up in the second half, but he really did nothing in the first half, to be honest with you. And while we're on the subject, nobody really did anything in the first quarter. There was like a 4-minute stretch in the first quarter where we had 0 field goals. Donut. Fucking donut. D'Lo only shot the ball 3 times in the first quarter, which you got to be more aggressive. We had 5 turnovers in the first quarter, and we are either first or second in the league in like best turnovers in the past month, I think. And that did not come to play today. But you know, the stats don't look bad for the starters. Besides Austin Reeves, it looked like they played a good game. But if you really watched the game, they did not. Obviously, there was stretches, very small. I shouldn't say very small. There's a few stretches throughout the game where they played good as a team, and we went on a couple 8-0 runs, 10-0 runs. But as soon as we would go on an 8-0 run, 10-0 run, we would give up an 8-0 run, 10-0 run of ourselves. So what good does it do if you basically undo all the work that you did? So, AD playing 42 minutes. That's a lot. I don't know how I feel about it. Obviously, I know that we had to win this game, and we had to win it because, if we go look at the standings, we fell to 10, didn't we? We fell to 10. So we fell to 10. We fell to 10 because Darvin Ham or LeBron, one of them, I'm gonna go with LeBron, wanted to sit against the Warriors where we lost. So because he wanted to sit and we lost to the Warriors, they now go up in the standings. Do they play tonight? Oh, they play the Nuggets. We're big Nuggets fans. So maybe at the end of this, we're still a 9 seed. But still, you had a chance to knock the Suns down a game, put an L on their record and a win on our record, and closing the gap. But instead, you widened the gap because you came out without enough energy to beat the Suns. You were down by 20 points in the first quarter, which then meant that you had to exert more energy than you would usually need just to get back into the game. So with exerting all that energy, you had no energy by the end of the fourth quarter. You were gassed. You were out of energy, and it's literally exactly what happened last year in the playoffs. You exerted all your energy after the trade deadline because we were so bad, and you exerted all the energy in the first round, second round. We got to the Western Conference Finals, and we was gassed, out of energy. So it's not exciting that we put ourselves in the same scenario again, because I was really hoping to be a top 6 seed, but that is obviously not going to happen. I can dream, right? But if we go look at the standings, they are 3.5 games behind the Mavericks, and I'm pretty sure off the top of the head the Mavericks have the season series, so they're actually 4.5 games behind the Mavericks. And now we have the season series against the Suns because we beat them 3 times this year, and they beat us twice. Now, the 2 times that they beat us were more fucking demoralizing than the 3 total times that we beat them. Okay, so the Jazz, they're out of it. Damn, I didn't even know the Rockets fell this far behind. But we are going to get back into the box score. So they've been playing well as of late. They won 7 of the last 9 games coming into this game. So now it's 7 of the last 10. But to be honest, dude, letting Grayson Allen be the leading scorer is absolutely fucking outrageous. You did a good job on KD because 7 for 20, holding him for 22 points. That's fucking good. But letting Royce O'Neal get 6 threes and get 20 points, that's unacceptable, bro. That is just unacceptable. And then on top of that, you will let Grayson Allen get 24 points, and he got 6 threes of his own. So, and you did a good job guarding the 2 superstars that were playing tonight on the Suns. Not to mention that they didn't have Eric Gordon or Bradley Beal. Now, I know that we had injuries of our own, but come on now. The bench did nothing for them except for Bobo. Every time that he hit a shot, the crowd went bananas. But, AD, he played good on the defensive end. I would have liked to see more on the offense end. He looks like he played a good game when you look at the stats. But from the eye test, not a good game. Rui, I would say he played a good game. That late dunk that he tried to do on KD, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. That was never gonna work. Like I said, LeBron, he played his heart out. I didn't even know he had 12 assists. Bro was hooping. So he had 12 assists on top of his 28 points. D'Lo, he was hooping too, 20 points, 4 threes, and 7 assists. He was a big reason why we was getting back in the game. He was hitting clutch shot after clutch shot to get us back into the game. Reeves, he didn't have a good game offensively, but I will say I did think that he had a good game defensively. I did peep what he was doing. Spencer Dinwiddie, though, he did not have a good game. He did not have a good game this game, and he did not have a good game last game. I thought that he was a good pickup, but I don't know. I was a fan of not making any of the moves and picking up just Dinwiddie. Obviously, I would have liked to pick up more, but the plus side was we picked up Dinwiddie without giving up any assets. We was able to keep all the assets. But the question is, are these assets going to help us win a title? Because with the team that we have right now, we have a long road ahead to winning the championship. And that's a big if. It's a huge if, because it feels like I'm saying this every single year, but we're never going to know if this team is true title contenders until we see if they're truly healthy, because time in and time out this year, a player is injured. Some player is injured, and even multiple players are injured. Like Cam Reddish didn't play tonight. We're waiting on Vando. Luckily, Vando's injury is not a season-ending injury, because if it was, the season would be doomed. The season would be over. But since Vando is coming back, there is still hope that we can get back to how we looked last year in the playoffs. His defense is much needed. His intensity, his energy that he brings, it just helps out the team a lot. And his presence is definitely missed because, as you saw in today's game, we gave up a ton of second chance points, a ton of second chance rebounds, which led to those second chance points time in and time out. And it was just fucking annoying, to be honest with you. It was absolutely fucking annoying because it was a problem that we had, in the beginning of the season for the first third of the year, where we were terrible to start off in the first quarters, and we could not get any rebounds to save our life, and we just allowed second chance points and second chance rebounds time in and time out, right? So we were able to stop that and limit that to an extent going into the trade deadline and All-Star break. But now it seems like the problems are resurfacing, and that's not what I want to see. I don't think that's what any of us want to see, because when that happens, games like this happen. You go down by 20, you exert all your energy, you think, oh, they might come back, and bam. Bam. They don't come back. They actually lose. They lose. But it's tough. It's tough this season, because you think that you got something good. You think you got some momentum going, and then no, you do not. This fucking schedule is what's going to tell us what's going to happen this season, because this upcoming schedule is what's going to make or break how this Lakers season is going to go down, because the month of March is a long stretch of playoff teams, right? We play the Clippers on Wednesday, the Wizards on Thursday, and then here comes the madness. The Nuggets, the Thunder, the Kings, the Bucks, the Timberwolves, the Kings again, the Warriors again, the Hawks, the Sixers. Who knows if they're going to have Embiid? The Pacers, the Bucks again. The Grizzlies are the worst team in this stretch, and they're hooping too. They just beat the Bucks. Then you play the Pacers again. You play the Nets, who we just lost to a few weeks ago and just absolutely got obliterated at home to. Then we play the Raptors, the Wizards again, the Cavs, the Timberwolves, the Warriors again, the Grizzlies. I'm going to that game. And then we have the Pelicans to finish out the year. That is a tough stretch of games. So is this injury-riddled team going to band together to win enough games to be the 7 or 8 seed? Because currently, we're in the same boat as we were last year at this time. The 6 seed is out of reach. There's realistically no way that we get the 6 seed. We need at least 3 or 4 teams to start losing games like up the ass, and that's just unrealistic, right? So what is realistic is hoping that we can jump up from the 9 seed to hopefully the 7 seed, but we want to be the 7 or 8 seed, because then you at least have 2 shots to make it into the playoffs. If you're the 9 or 10 seed, you have to win 2 games just in order to make the playoffs. So with that being said, do I think that they're going to be the 7 or 8 seed? Let's go back and look at the standings. Ooh. See, that is a very tough question, because if you go look at all the teams above us, the Kings, the Suns who we just lost to, the Mavericks, the Pelicans, they're all good teams, and they're all, the way that they've been playing as of late, better teams than us. If I put my Lakers biasness aside, they've been playing better than us. So do we think that one of them is going to fall just for us to jump ahead of them? Not to mention that we need the Warriors to lose games so that we can move ahead of them along with one of the teams above us. That's a lot to ask for. So with all that being said, do I think that it's going to happen, or that it can happen? Yes, I think that it's very realistic that the Pelicans or the Kings start losing. And, you never know. It's a long season. Injuries happen. And I don't pray for injuries. I don't hope for injuries. But I'm just saying, injuries can always happen and derail a season and how things go, right? So We have like 2 more months to see how things are going to play out. With the way that they've been playing, I must say, they're probably going to be a 9 or 10 seed if I put my biasness aside. But we're hoping for the best because we don't want to be the 9 or 10 seed. We don't want that. We don't want that because then we could be imagine if the season ended today and the Warriors were actually the 9 seed and we were the 10 seed and we had to go to Golden State and play them in an elimination game just to stay alive, to be the 8th seed. So that is not a scenario that I want to be in. It's not a scenario I think anybody else wants to be in. So do I think that the Lakers can win a championship with this roster? Let me pull it up. Do I think that they can? On paper, yes. If we look on paper, I think that they realistically can. Now, if I, again, put my Lakers biasness aside and talk about it from the eye test and talk about it from a logical perspective, hell the fuck no. Because the way that they've been playing is too inconsistent to think that they can win 4 rounds in the playoffs to hold the Lombardi Trophy. That is just unthinkable that they would do that, right? It's just unrealistic. But they have pieces. Like I said, on paper, it is very possible. They have pieces. They have 2 superstars and they have a bunch of depth around them. In the playoffs last year, the depth around them banded together and they had enough chemistry to go to the Western Conference Finals, right? So who's to say that they can't do that again, right? But the way that they did that last year, it was like once in a lifetime type shit, right? It was wonderful to experience, right? It was wonderful to experience as a Lakers fan. But do I think that it's going to happen again? You can't really repeat history. When you try to do that in real life, it doesn't happen. So why would I think that it's going to happen in the NBA, right? So with the Lakers being the 7th seed or the 8th seed, hopefully going into the playoffs, right? You're going on the road again. You're going on the road for probably the rest of the playoffs for first round, second round, third round, fourth round. You're in the same boat as last playoffs. You have to steal one on the road. Now, luckily, last year in the playoffs, you did steal one on the road in the first round and the second round. But what happened in the third round? You didn't steal any of the games on the road, and then you got your ass swept. So, not a great situation to be in for Lakers fans. But at the end of the day, the future is still bright, even after this year. But to be honest with you, I don't really want to think about after this year. Because after this year, LeBron will be gone. Now, I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that. You know, like I've already accepted that. But with the roster that we have right now, this is the last season that we have. This is like the last window opportunity that we have. So let's go win a ring. Let's go make some noise. Let's go out on some last dance type shit. But like, yeah. So like, what is the roster that I want to like have in the playoffs? Like, what's the starting 5, right? I'm gonna have D'Lo at the 1, Reeves at the 2, Vando, LeBron at the 3, Vando at the 4, and AD at the 5. I know that they've been playing well with Rui as the starter in place for Vando, but come on. When Vando is healthy and playing at his best, you saw it during the winning streak that we had. He is going to help us win playoff games. So we need to start him just because he can play defense. He's our fucking best defender. Why would you want him coming off the bench? Start his ass. I don't care if he can't shoot or if he doesn't have the biggest offensive bag. He can defend. And that's what we need. That's our biggest problem right now. That's our biggest problem during this recent stretch of games. And we're missing it. We're missing it right now. And we're going to have to make do during this next month with Vando being out. And the bench, the sixth man is going to be Torian Prince. And we got Dinwiddie coming to. Rui will come off the bench. So that would be 3 players. And they'll probably run like a 9-man rotation. So they'll probably have like Spencer Dinwiddie. I think I already said Dinwiddie. Christian Wood or Jackson Hayes. But I don't think Gabe Vincent's coming back this year. I think we're going to have another Kendrick Nunn type of situation because it's like another one of those. Like he hurt his knee, I think, just like Kendrick Nunn did, and he's not playing this year. So that's great. I guess it's been said around the Lakers organization they don't even know if he's going to come back this year. So that's not great to hear. It's not great to hear. But, I'm not feeling great with this team winning the championship in the long run because, again, they're inconsistent. Sometimes they're hot, sometimes they're cold. Teams like that don't really go very far in the playoffs. Now, hopefully they can go on a winning streak like 6 or 7 games like they did last year and show me some momentum, show me some signs that you can make some noise in the playoffs. But as of right now, you're probably a first round second exit. And I hate to say that because I'm a Lakers fan. Like I root for this team with my heart, but I'm not liking what I'm seeing. I will say that Darvin Ham's coaching has been better as of late, but again, his cracks always do show. His flaws always do show sometimes. And I just hope they don't show in the playoffs. But one thing I do want to say is that in the first and second round, he did outcoach the Grizzlies coach and he did outcoach Steve Kerr. So that needs to be said. But what happened in the Western Conference Finals? He got outcoached himself by Mike Malone. So that I do want to make that be clear that he did outcoach 2 coaches in the playoffs last year. So it is possible that he can do it again. But he has shown in the regular season last year / playoffs last year, continued into this year, that he can make some terrible decisions that just make you scratch your head. That just make you scratch your head. Like he put Max Christie in for 5 minutes out of nowhere in the second half, and I was like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Now, he got blocked on his first shot, and then KD happened to miss the layup. I don't know how he did. And then he came back, he made a great pass to AD that ended up in a dunk. But it was just very questionable that you put him on the court just for 5 minutes. Now, I understand you probably put him on the court to give LeBron a breather, but in the end, again, very questionable. So, with that being said, we are 31-28 on the season and got a long way to go to being a 7 or 8 seed. And, let's just L win W W L L W L. Actually, you're gonna win one of these games, or you at least have to. W W. I'm not keeping track, but it's not a very hard stretch when you really deep down. Like, I know that it seems a lot because it's a lot of playoff teams, but the Lakers have played good against playoff teams. It's the teams the lower teams that they seem to lose. Like they beat let's go. They beat the Clippers. They beat the Thunder. They beat the Mavericks. They beat the Warriors. They beat the Celtics with no AD and no LeBron. They beat the Knicks. Then they beat the Pelicans. And then, yeah. Who cares about the Spurs the other night? Like, they beat them by 5. That's not very amusing. So, yeah, but I think that's all my thoughts on this game, man. Thank you guys for coming out to the video, man. I really appreciate it. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more Lakers and Seahawks videos like this. And I hope you have a great rest of your day or night, man. And I'm out, man. Peace.